you do it, and yet it was never I would take Matt with me out to villages, and he got as big of a heart for missions as I have, I think, and was intending on heading that direction, but other things prevented him. So, yeah, you're right. There are neglects that's not what God calls us to either, is it? He wants us to be engaged with our family. Other thoughts? Let's go ahead to, I guess I already switched the chapter.
Let's consecrate to me, so they will not profane my holy name. I am the Lord. Say to them, for the generations to come, if any of your descendants is ceremonially unclean and yet comes near the sacred offerings that the Israelites consecrate to the Lord, that person must be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord.
Thoughts?
The thing that keeps standing out to me is I am the Lord, and everything is based because of who He is.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice anything else about that statement? I am the Lord. What is His name? I am. I am. He kept saying, I am. Not I was, not I will be, I am the Lord. And so He uses His name every time He makes that statement, though it doesn't really catch our attention unless we are thinking about that aspect. Have you figured out yet that it's impossible to live a godly life without thinking about it? Have you noticed that? Can you live a life for Jesus without thinking about it?
I can't keep not thinking.
You can't keep not. That's good. Go, Cheryl.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You pray throughout the day for different things. You talk to God, and read your Bible, preach chapter more a day.
Uh-huh.
It's a good way to be.
Yeah. And so it's a conscious life where I'm living my life on purpose. Great. Well, I'm going to move over here for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to the book of Hebrews.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, He has spoken to us by His Son, whom He appointed heir of all things, and through whom also He made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory, and the exact representation of His being, sustaining all things by His powerful word.
Okay. Give me your thoughts. And as we get into the New Testament, and this is the reason that we spend as much time in the New Testament as we do, because Jesus is in the image of God, the full representation, and you and I are created in the image of God and can associate with him more fully and more understandably because of who he is. He is God with us, Emmanuel.
Hebrews 2. We must pay the most careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away. For since the message spoken through angels was binding, and every violation and disobedience received its just punishment, how shall we escape if we ignore so great a salvation? This salvation, which was first announced by the Lord, was confirmed to us by those who heard him. God also...
Okay, do you see Leviticus starting to come into Hebrews now? We were just talking about it a second ago. Living life on purpose, paying attention to the details of our life and our relationship with God and what God calls for. You see how Hebrews is now bringing that into its context as well. And as we go through the book, as we've gone through the book of Hebrews, now we have the priesthood, that being more fully developed as it is in the book of Leviticus, the details being more clearly portrayed, all of it. Well, time flies when you're having fun. There is coffee in the lobby, and there are donuts left over from yesterday in the fellowship hall, and there's some fresh-made blueberry muffins. I won't say they're my best, though. So help yourselves to whatever you want. Enjoy one another. This is fellowship time, and the worship team will call us back here in another 10 minutes. Enjoy. Of Jerry.
Well, let's call everybody back in. I don't know if the people out in the fellowship hall can even hear us anyway, but I thought I'd start talking so people knew we were going to move into our worship service. How about you all stand? We're going to sing together and praise God for who He is, and that we have been among those who have heard, because it's by hearing that we can know and believe in Him. No eye has seen, and no ear has heard, and no mind has ever conceived the glorious things that you have prepared for everyone who has believed. You brought us near and you called us your own, and made us joint heirs with your Son. How high and how wide, how deep and how long, how sweet and how strong is your love. How lavish your grace, how faithful your ways, how great is your love, O Lord. Objects of mercy who should have known wrath, we're filled with unspeakable joy. The riches of wisdom